Magandang araw mga kapitek! Ako po si Sir Willie, ang inyong lead trainer para sa NCAS Review at narito na naman po ang isang episode ng ating review na tiyak ay marami po kayong matututunan. Good luck po sa inyong lahat na mga future school principals. Magandang araw mga kapitek! Narito na naman tayo sa isang review session. Session number 16, Philippine Professional Standard for Teachers ang ating topic ngayon. With mock test and full discussion. Ito po ay base sa DepEd Order number 42, series of 2017. Mga kapitek, kung ngayon ka lang nakakita ng aming video, nasa session number 16 na po tayo. And kung gusto mo makita yung iba pang mga videos natin, pwede mong i-explore ang ating YouTube channel para makita mo ang iba pang mga videos na intended for your preparation for the NCAS 2024. Session number 16, but separate pa po dyan mga kapitek, yung ating mga mock test na intended naman for the full discussion and the rationalization of different possible test questions. Okay? So, umpisa natin ang ating session number 16 sa ating Check Your Understanding. Let's start with question number 1. The following are the aims of the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers or the PPST except A. Set out clear expectations of teachers along well-defined career stages of professional development from beginning to distinguished practice. B. Engage teachers to actively embrace a continuing effort in attaining proficiency. C. Apply a uniform measure to assess teacher performance, identify needs and provide support for professional development. Or letter D. Provide guidelines as to career progression and career pathing. The correct answer in this question is letter D. Yan po mga kapitek ang hindi kasama sa mga aims ng ating PPST as embodied in the DepEd order. There are three important discussions na naibigay. Una dyan ay yung setting out the clear expectations of teachers along well-defined career stages. Letter B is the engagement of teachers to actively embrace a continuing effort in the attainment of their proficiency levels. And letter C naman, yung application ng uniform measure to assess the teacher performance, identifying needs and providing support for professional development. Yan po yung mga nakapaloob sa ating DepEd order. Hindi po kasama yung provision for the guidelines as to career progression and for career pathing. Although, yung teacher performances ay pwedeng ma-assess gamit ang PPST as embodied in letter C. Okay? Let's go on with question number 2. Which of the following factors is not a consideration in rethinking of the NCBTS to PPST? A. K-12 reform. B. ASEAN integration and globalization. C. Changing character of the 21st century learners. And D. Changing scope of the basic education curriculum. Go. The correct answer for question 2 is letter D. Changing scope of the basic education curriculum. Mga kapitek, ang ating NCBTS ay ang kumbaga the predecessor ng ating PPST. Bago naging PPST, ang standards na ginagamit natin ay ang NCBTS that stemmed out of the different reform programs like the BESRA, the TEEP, di ba? Mga ganong mga legal basis, no? But because of the K-12 reform, because of the prevalence of the ASEAN integration and the concept of globalization, nagbago yung trend ng ating educational system, lalo na yung pagbabago ng characteristics ng ating mga 21st century learners because of the digitalization of almost everything. So itong tatlong yan mga kapitek ang mga considerations na ginamit upang palitan or upang i-improve yung mga standards na ginagamit natin from the NCBTS going into the PPST. Hindi po kasama dyan yung changing scope of the basic education curriculum. Okay? Question number 3. The PPST has blank domains and blank strands. We are referring to the number of domains and the number of strands. A, 7 and 37, B, 7 and 35, C, 8 and 37, or D, 8 and 35. Go. The correct answer is letter A, 7 and 37. The PPSD has 7 domains and there are 37 strands distributed across the 7 domains. Malalaman natin mamaya yan mga kapitek as we go along with the full discussion of the DepEd order. Question number 4. The PPSD Domain 1, focused on content, knowledge, and pedagogy, is composed of 7 strands. Which one is not? Hindi kasama sa ating domain number 1. A. Positive use of the ICT. B. Strategies for promoting literacy and numeracy. C. Classroom communication strategies. Or letter D. Management of learner behavior. Go. The correct answer is letter D, management of learner behavior. Hindi po kasama ito since ito ay nakapaloob na po sa ating domain number 2. Positive use of ICT is the one mentioned under domain 1. Strategies for promoting literacy and numeracy, kasama pa rin sa domain 1 yan. And letter C naman ay classroom communication strategies. Kasama pa rin po under domain number 1. Yung management of learner behavior lang po ang hindi kasama for this particular domain. Okay? Question number 5. The PPST Domain 2 focused on learning environment with 6 strands. Which of the following is a strand under domain number 2? A. Strategies for promoting literacy and numeracy. B. Promotion of purposive learning. C. Research-based knowledge and principles of teaching and learning. And letter D. Strategies for developing critical and creative thinking as well as higher order thinking skills. Go. The correct answer is letter B, promotion of purposive learning. Mamaya makikita natin that among the different strands that were mentioned, ang A, C, and D under domain 2 mga kasama no, dito sa ating learning environment. 6 na strands po yan that are included no, under domain number 2. Hindi po kasama ang promotion of purposive learning. Makikita natin kung anong domain yan a little later. Alright? Yan ang ating mga kasama sa ating mock test o mga checking the understanding before we dig deeper into the contents of the DepEd Order number 42 series of 2017. Anong title nito mga kapitek? It's the National Adoption and the Implementation of the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers or the PPST as we know it. Again, kung titignan natin under this particular DepEd order, na may mention po natin dito mga kapitek yung ating mga aims which was questioned kanina. One of the questions natin ay kasama po dito sa aims. But I would like to point out yung ating mga considerations no that changes the framework of our teacher standards. Bakit kailangan natin na mag-adapt? Alam natin na yung change in the international or even in the local, the national and international landscape are all considered ng ating mga planners, no? Ng ating mga management kung tawagin, para magkaroon or maiakma ang kalidad ng pagtuturo na meron tayo doon sa hinahanap na klase ng mga skills and competencies para makapag-develop ng mga learners that are eventually will be able to become productive in the coming years or in the futuristic na konsepto or context, no? So ano yung mga tinignan natin na mga factors? Una, yung K-12 reform. Dahil bago ang curriculum, kailangan na mabago din yung skills and competencies na meron ang ating mga kaguruan. Yung ASEAN integration and globalization, dahil nga ang ating mga ASEAN neighbors ay puspusan yung pagtanggap sa concept ng ASEAN integration, and at the same time, the globalization of almost everything in the aspects of our society, magkakaroon ng changes or a particular landscape, a new landscape para sa ating mga learners. Kaya kailangan ang ating mga tagapagturo, ang ating mga teachers ay updated din sa mga pagbabagong ito upang sa ganon ay maihanda ang mga mag-aaral natin sa paparating na kung anong klase ng society meron pag sila ay pumasok na sa workforce. And of course, the changing character of the 21st century learners. The digitalization and the very fast-paced kind of technology na meron tayo mga kapitek ay mga dahilan upang magkaroon tayo ng rethinking, no? Kung paano natin ipre-prepara ang ating mga estudyante sa susunod or sa klase ng komunidad, klase ng mundo na meron. We have different technologies that are already being seen, like the Bitcoin technology, cryptocurrency, ano pa, yung blockchain technology, mga ganitong mga konsepto ay kailangan ng ma-integrate, no, sa ating mga mag-aaral dahil pagdating ng panahon na sila ay mapupunta ng workforce, they will have to be ready facing all of this context in the new kind of society that we are going to have. Okay, so again, in the aims, setting out the clear expectations of our teachers along well-defined career stages. There are 4 career stages that we are going to look at later on. We're going to engage teachers to actively embrace a continuing effort in attaining their levels of proficiency so that they will also be properly guided into looking at nasang career stage ka na ba? No? In crafting or plotting the kind of how do you call it, the kind of career no na meron ka in the DepEd, you have to look into the different career stages para makita mo kung ikaw ay nagpo-progress or nagre-regress. Kaya, okay? Apply a uniform measure to assess teacher performance. Sabi ko nga kanina during in that question na may kinalaman dito, ginagamit na itong PPST, integrated na siya into our RPMS or the Results-Based Performance Management System. Commonly, kapag sinabi natin na PPST, hindi natin naaalis yung RPMS. But actually, yung RPMS is a totally different DepEd order. Itong PPST is another DepEd order, but prior to that ay of course meron na tayong RPMS na sinusunod. Okay? Ayan. So ito yung aims niya. There are 3. Okay? Tingnan po natin ang ating mga details pagdating po sa contents no, ng ating PPST. Ang PPST mga kapitek ay naunang ipalabas bago ang ating PPSSH. But why do we really need to look into the PPST bilang mga school heads? Bilang mga instructional supervisors, it's very important that we understand kung ano ang mga targets, ano ang mga domains, ano ang mga strands na kailangan na i-develop ng ating mga kaguruhan. Upang sa ganon ay alam mo kung anong klaseng technical assistance ang pwede mong ibigay sa kanila. Teachers play a crucial role no, in nation building, primarily because they are the ones shaping the kind of learners we have. If we will not be providing or we will not be developing quality learners, then the nation building will be in peril. No? Magkakaroon ng question yan, magkakaroon tayo ng doubt dahil sa panahon ngayon na tinatawag natin na knowledge economy, kailangan mo ng mga learners that are really critical thinkers, creative thinkers, no, for that matter. Holistic development ng learners are within the the shoulders, no? Nakaatang yung trabaho na yan sa ating mga kaguruan. We needed to develop learners equipped with 21st century skills, no? And being able to propel the country for development and progress, since they will be the one leading the country in the years to come. The recognition of this role is very evident, no, doon sa konsepto ng ibinigay ng iba pang mga educators na sinasabi nila that yung quality of teaching learning process can never exceed the quality of teachers that we have. Ibig sabihin, nakadepende ang kalidad ng edukasyon, yung delivery ng basic education, kung ito ay nakasalalay, no, sa klase ng mga teachers na meron tayo in the field. At sino ang inaasahan ng mga teachers na yan to help them out, no? Para nang sa ganun ay matutukan sila at mabigyan sila ng tamang support. Tayo po yun ng mga school heads, no? Tayo po yun ng mga school heads. Alright? So yan yung binabanggit dito sa part 1, no? The role of the teachers. At yung role na yan, ito, no? Kumbaga, coupled with that, kailangan dahil meron silang mabigat na gampanin, bigyan natin sila ng standards na kailangan nilang sundan upang sa ganon ay maging tibo at maging productive sila in the teaching profession. So, ganun yung ibig sabihin nito nung part ng introduction niya. The PPST, which is built on the NCBTS, syempre, ni-refined lang po ito. Although pinababa yung number ng strands at may mga na-fuse na mga strands from the previous NCBTS. Pero hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na totally walang kinalaman si NCBTS kay PPST. It's just a matter of refinement, no? It's a matter of improving the standards that will suit up to the changing needs of the times, no? Parang ganun yung konsepto niya eh. Hindi ka pwedeng maging stagnant eh, but rather kailangan sumasabay yung improvement na yan doon sa klase ng changes in the society, not only in the local scene, but more importantly in the global status. Okay? So, ang teacher quality sa Pilipinas, sabi ko nga kanina, ay syempre kailangan mong palakasin dahil dito nakasalalay ang kung anong klase ng educational system ang mabubuo. Sa laki ba naman ni DepEd, kailangan mo talaga ng magandang kultura dyan ng mga kaguruhan para masabi mo na they're really providing the necessary quality teaching learning process. Out of the different domains, ito na-specify na po yan, we have the description of the 7 domains and under this particular page. So going into this slide, makikita natin na ang domain 1 natin ay content, knowledge, and pedagogy, composed of 7 strands. No? There are 7 strands. Kasama na dyan yung content, knowledge, and its application within and across the curriculum learning areas. Mga kapitek, tandaan natin na ang isa sa laging nababanggit na kailangan na skill ni teacher is that hindi lang siya nakafocus doon sa kung ano yung itinuturo niya bilang subject niya. There should always be a content knowledge not only doon sa kanyang major, but at the same time, we need to cross other curriculum areas in order to provide seamless transition of concepts at makita ng bata na ang ating curriculum ay interconnected. Kaya meron po yan, which is also the characteristic of the K-12 program or the K-12 curriculum. Dahil interconnected ang K-12 curriculum from among the different learning areas, kailangan si teacher meron siyang content knowledge para magkaroon ng crossing ng konsepto mula sa isang subject papunta sa ibang subjects as needed and as applicable. Research-based knowledge, positive use of ICT, okay, strategies for promoting numeracy and literacy, as old as wine na yan, binabanggit natin. Strategies for developing critical and creative thinking, mother tongue, Filipino and English teaching and learning, and classroom communication strategies. Medyo mabigat yung domain 1 dahil 7 yung kanyang strands and all of the 7 strands na nabanggit natin, medyo may sari-sariling relevance. Kanya nga, yun ay naipaloob under domain number 1. After the content, we go into domain number 2, which is the learning environment. And there are 6 strands naman for LE. Kailangan mo lang dyan mga kapitik kung minsan ay ang mnemonics, no? Kaya kapag sabi mong domain 1, pwede mong CKP, Content Knowledge and Pedagogy. Kapag domain 2 naman ay LE, no? CKP, madali siyang maintindihan. Content Knowledge and Pedagogy. And for domain 2 naman, ay meron kang LE, and yung LE ay may 6 na strands or the learning environment. Alam ni teacher kung ano ang content knowledge at kung ano yung mga strategies na kailangan niyang gamitin. Ang domain 2 naman, kailangan alam ni teacher kung ano ang mga importante mga principles that will guide them in the provision of effective learning environment. So ano yung mga kailangan natin na tignan? Learner safety and security, fair learning environment, management of classroom structure and activities, support for learner participation, promotion of purposive learning, and management of the learner behavior. Okay? So there are 6. Konsepto ng LE ay kung paano maiprepara ni teacher ang isang environment, ang isang classroom that is perfect or conducive for the learning to happen. Kaya nga nakalagay po dito sa ating mga strands ang fair learning environment, non-discriminatory, the management of the learner behavior, kasi yun yung mga hinahanap na pangsuporta in order to provide quality learning environment. Alam na niya ang content, alam na niya kung anong klaseng learning environment ang kailangan mag-miral sa loob ng classroom. Ngayon naman, ang kailangan niyang tignan for domain number 3 ay kung anong klaseng learners meron ba siya. The teacher should be very much aware of the individual differences that exist within the classroom. Not only that, the diversity of learners na pinag-uusapan natin will have to be related to the different backgrounds ng bata. Linguistic, cultural, socio-economic, and even the religious background. More importantly, dahil pinag-uusapan natin yung diversity, kailangan maalam din si teacher sa iba't ibang klase ng mga disabilities, giftedness, and the talents. Especially now that we are already implementing yung tinatawag natin na inclusive education. We know for a fact that kapag sinabi natin na inclusive education, it pertains to the kind of learning approach that would have to accommodate the different disabilities, the different learner disabilities, giftedness, and talents. So because of that, si teacher kailangan meron siyang basic knowledge in terms of dealing with all of these special needs ng ating mga estudyante. Learners with difficult circumstances and even learners from indigenous groups. So, yan po ang laman ng domain number 3, the diversity of learners. Kung titignan natin, ang domain 2 and 3 somehow related kasi learning environment and then diversity. Now, let's go into domain number 4, curriculum and planning. Dahil alam na niya ang mga pedagogies, alam na niya ang content, inaintindihan na niya ang mga learners, at alam na niya kung ano yung klase ng learning environment na kailangan niyang pairalin sa kanyang classroom. Tingnan naman natin ngayon ang domain 4, kasi curriculum and planning na ito with 5 strands. Kailangan na niyang iplano at i-manage kung paano niya gagawin ang kanyang pagtuturo considering yung domain 1, number 2, and number 3. Alam dapat ni teacher kung ano yung mga learning outcomes na kailangang nakakabit at makita bawat LC o yung tinatawag na learning competencies. We have to take note that bilang isang guro, responsibilidad natin na tignan, pag-aralang mabuti kung ano ang nilalaman ng ating curriculum. Kasi doon sa ating curriculum nakalagay ano ang mga learning competencies na meron at ano ang mga inaasahan na mga learning outcomes. Relevance and responsiveness of the different learning programs, professional collaboration to enrich teaching practice. So that would already include somehow related na ito kay domain number 6 and teaching and learning resources including the ICT, which is also related to the positive use of ICT in domain number 1. Alam na niya ang curriculum, alam na niya kung paano iplano, dapat mayroon siyang kaalaman pagdating sa assessment and reporting. Dahil ang pag-promote ng isang bata papunta sa susunod na grade level ay nangangailangan ng masusing deliberation pagdating sa kanyang mga learning outcomes. Si teacher kailangan alam niya kung paano i-design at i-organize ang mga iba't ibang klase ng assessment strategies. So, crucial ang Domain 5 kasi somehow related pa rin ito kay Domain 4. Yun nga lang, ang laman ni Domain 5 kasi more on assessment and reporting yan. Monitoring and evaluation of learner progress and achievement. Alam ba ni teacher ano ang iba't ibang mga guidelines pagdating sa pagbibigay ng feedback? Alam ba ni teacher kung ano ang tamang mga protocols pagdating sa communication with learners papunta sa iba't ibang mga stakeholders? Or more specifically ay ang kanilang mga magulang. Alam ba ni teacher kung paano gamitin ang isang assessment data para i-improve ang kanyang learning or teaching learning practices? These are all related under domain number 5. In the assessment and reporting, it is not only focused on drawing the results coming from the learners and providing the necessary grade or evaluation that would reflect the kind of progress na meron ng isang bata. Mga kapitek, ang Domain 5 is also a reflection of the kind of teachers kung paano ginagamit ni teacher ang kanyang mga iba't ibang mga data. Alam ba niya itong gamitin para i-improve ang existing na mga practices na meron siya? Yan ang mga katanungan na kailangan ding sagutin. Sa domain number 6 at domain number 7, medyo papalabas na po ito mga kapitek, no? Ang domain 6 kasi, community linkages and professional development na. That has something to do with not necessarily inside the classroom. Ito na yung opportunity ni teacher na hindi lang siya nakabox sa kung ano yung mga competencies na na-develop na niya during the in-service at nung nakapasok siya in the system. But this time, kailangan binibigyan din ng outlook ang ating mga teachers kung anong klase ng professional development and engagement ang nababagay para sa kanilang career path. So, kailangan magkaroon ng establishment of learning environment that are responsive to community context, yung ating engagement of parents and the wider school community in the educative process, professional ethics kasama din po dyan, and school policies and procedures. Bilang isang guro, hindi mo lang responsibilidad ang pagtuturo sa mga bata, but at the same time, you also have your own responsibility towards the school management, and your peers, no? Yung kanyang mga kasama, yung kanyang mga co-teachers. Dahil pinag-uusapan din under this strand number 3, yung professional ethics. Finally, mga kapitek, ang domain number 7 refers to personal growth and professional development. As I've mentioned kanina, ang 6 and 7 are somehow related because it has something to do with the external development, no, or the development of the learners outside of the classroom. So kasama po dyan yung philosophy of teaching, dignity of teaching as a profession, professional links with your colleagues, reflection, and the different professional development goals. Siguro pwede na nating idikit dito yung tinatawag na career progression and career pathing since it will be crucial, no, for the teachers to look into that career path in order for them to be guided as they stay within the DepEd. What will happen to them in the remaining years or in the kind of uh, yung mga sumusunod na mga taon para sa kanila, kailangan nakikita din nila that there is progression in terms of their career. Okay? Mga kapitek, tingnan natin yung ating mga career stages. Ang career stage 1 ay ang beginning teachers. Ang pinaka-importanting term lang natin dito na kailangan na tingnan is that they will be recognized for their qualification as an entry level in the teaching profession. Kaya nga yung ating mga teachers ay nasa career stage 2 na kasi hindi naman na sila considered as beginning teachers. Unang-una, they're already licensed. Pangalawa, they already have their own experiences na bit-bit before their entry into the service. Okay? Career stage 2 will be the proficient teachers. Career stage 3, this will be for the master teachers. Yung career stage 2 naman ay ang ating mga T1 to T3. So, kailangan nagkakaroon ng consistent display of high level of performance in the teaching practice. And for career stage 4 naman, we have distinguished teachers. They embody the high standards for teaching grounded in global best practices. Dito sa sumusunod na mga slides, mga kapitek, ay ipinapakita kung ano yung mga characteristics ng in every career stage. We do not really have to deal very specifically into the contents, but gusto lang natin na ipakita na halimbawa, yung ating strand 1.1 referring to domain number 1, content knowledge and pedagogy, under content knowledge and its application within and across the curriculum learning areas. For the beginning teachers, pansinin natin mga kapitek yung mga behavioral terms na ginagamit. Demonstrating content knowledge, applying knowledge of content, modeling effective applications, modeling exemplary practice. Halos consistent yan na makikita natin in each of the different strands along the different career stages. Kasi gustong ipakita ng ating PPST na from the beginning, kailangan nakikita ni teacher kung paano siya mapunta into the proficient level. From the proficient, papunta into the highly proficient. And for the highly proficient naman, going into the distinguished. As of now, we are referring to T1 to T2 under the proficient level, and master teachers are under the highly proficient level. But there will be times na darating yung ating panibagong mga policies that will eventually remove that standard. But rather, it will now be dependent on the kind of evaluation na makikita doon sa kanyang performance. So meaning, kahit na empty ang kanyang position, posible na yung kanyang klase ng pagtuturo will fall under the career stage 2. Meron din naman ng mga nasa proficient level na T1 to T3 na talagang magaling at nag-e-excel na po pwede mong ilagay under the highly proficient. Yan po yung career progression na ini-expect po natin na malamang magiging welcoming yan sa lahat para nang sa ganun magkaroon tayo ng accountability sa ating mga MTs and then at the same time mabigyan din ng recognition yung ating mga T1 to T3 na hindi man sila nandoon sa level ng mga MTs but they are already exceeding the expectations sa kanila. Yun lang ang gusto natin na-emphasize dito, mga kapitek, kasi even if we look into the learning environment, ganun din yan. Demonstrating, establishing, exhibiting, and applying. That will spell out the difference from beginning to proficient, to highly proficient, and to distinguished. Kahit na anong strand po yan, kapitek, kaya tingnan natin yung mga different strands na yan. Yan po yung ipapakita nito so that yung ating mga kaguruhan ay magkaroon ng understanding ano ba dapat ang kailangan nilang i-master out of each of the different strands na yan so that they will be moving from one career stage into another. All right. So I'm hoping that kahit papaano ay you are picking up something dito sa ating discussion ng iba't ibang mga career stages base sa ating PPST. At the end part of the DepEd order ay makikita po natin yung mga glossary of terms, mga kapitek. Very crucial yung mga definitions na ito. So I am asking that when you review, you try to revisit the different terms na binabanggit po natin dito that are directly related to the different strands or the different domains of the PPST. Alright? So, hanggang dito na lamang ang ating video na ito mga kapitek. I'm looking forward na kayo ay naka-pick up ng mga importante mga notes out of our PPST. Tandaan natin na yung PPST is now related to our existing PPSSH and the PPSSH is also related to the existing PPSS. Although hindi na natin bibigyan niya ng emphasis dito dahil lang yung sa school head level lamang ang atin pong i-review. So, maraming salamat sa panonood mga kapitek. Umabot ka sa level na to kaya maraming salamat. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more relevant NCATS review videos. Maraming salamat at magandang araw mga kapitek.